As long as you're using your voice, creating content, and expressing your opinions, you will find people who disagree with you. And if you're doing all of that or part of that online, you are probably going to receive hateful comments. So how can you deal with those? How can you stop those comments from getting to you and hurting you in real life? Let's talk about that today. Having experienced negative comments for years now, and also having worked with YouTube creators during my time at Google, I have developed a framework on how I deal with those comments, and I want to share it with you today. Before we get into it, I want to make a distinction between hateful comments that are intended to hurt you and feedback. Those are two very different things, but sometimes people don't know how to properly give feedback. And it comes out in a very negative and emotional and hateful way. If you're getting constructive feedback in your comments in a respectful way, that's wonderful. Use it to improve yourself and your work. However, these are not the type of comments that I will be addressing in this video. Right now, I want to help you with the other type, the blatant hate and hateful feedback. I'm going to walk you through some important steps in my decision-making process that will help you deal with this type of comments and also grow a thicker skin. I've summarized all of these steps in a PDF document that you can download using the link in the description. And this way you don't have to take notes. You can just download it and print it out, or I don't know, do whatever you want with it. It's yours. All right, let's get into it. Step 1 is to pause to acknowledge how awesome you are. I want you to pause and recognize the fact that what you do matters. You are speaking out for causes that you believe in. You aren't afraid to use your voice, and that is amazing. You're reaching audiences that are way beyond your friends and family, because let's be honest, your friends and family would not leave comments like that on your content, would they? Be proud of yourself and your work. Having haters is a great sign that you are reaching strangers. And some of them are these keyboard warriors, but then there's also a big proportion of people who are truly impacted by your work. You aren't here to please everyone. Besides, that's impossible. So of course, some people will disagree with what you're saying. Having a voice and using it for a cause you believe in is inevitably going to resonate with some and alienate others. And haters feel entitled to throw some dirt at you because it makes them feel better about themselves. We will talk about this in more details in the next step. Think of it this way. Having haters means making an impact in this world. It means reaching people that need to hear what you are saying, and haters are just a symptom of that. So pause and think about all of the people that you're impacting. Be proud of yourself and of your work. Acknowledge how awesome you are for doing what you're doing. Do a few affirmations and a few gratitude statements if you'd like to. I've created a list of affirmations and gratitude prompts that will help you strengthen your sense of self-worth. You can download it for free using the link in the description of this video. Make sure that you don't skip this step because it will help you strengthen your mental shield between you and the hater. And also, it's a wonderful exercise in strengthening your sense of self-worth and impact. I'm a big fan of attaching positive habits to negative triggers. Step number 2, think about the hater. The reason why online trolls seem so powerful is because they're anonymous. They don't know you and you don't know them. You can't see them and they feel invincible. And I bet they would never say even a fraction of the stuff they comment on your posts if they had the chance to do that in person. Because the truth is, they're insecure and they make themselves feel better by bringing others down. When was the last time you felt compelled to leave a nasty comment under someone's post? And I'm not talking about constructive criticism. I am talking about comments that are intended to hurt the other person, intended to make them feel worthless. I don't ever remember doing that, and I'm on social media a lot. If I see something that I disagree with and I feel the need to speak out, I will do so calmly and respectfully, presenting the facts and my feedback. Trolls feed their egos by bringing other people down. They spend their precious time on this planet by spreading hate and making other people hurt and doubt themselves. Think of how sad their lives might be if instead of working on their growth and reaching for their dreams and goals, they're spending their time spilling hate all over the internet. What are you doing during that time? The exact opposite, right? You are creating value and you are building your future. Next time you get a hateful comment, visualize the person writing it and how sad their lives must be, because this is very sad. Step 3, filter feedback from emotion. You always want to use all of the feedback that you can get. So the next step is to filter out feedback from emotion. And you're not doing this to satisfy the troll. You're doing it for your personal growth and development. I want to make it clear. I want to make that distinction. We've already established that this person is led by emotion, isn't rational, and is trying to bring you down in order to make themselves feel better. So this step isn't about them or the language that you're going to use to respond to them if you're going to respond to them. This step is whether you can take advantage of this comment and extract feedback that you can actually use and implement in the future. Look at the comment critically and see if you can filter out the hateful language and the emotion from the actual feedback that you can use. If you can, make sure that you take it into the account in the future. And if the comment was purely emotional or hateful, then just let go of it. A lot of the times it will be clear from the first glance, and unless it actually has some useful feedback, don't spend too much time on this comment. Again, don't let this person's comment get to you, because remember, they're intentionally trying to hurt you. I love this quote by Brené Brown. You can't take criticism and feedback from people who are not being brave with their lives. Write that down on a sticky note, put it next to your desk, make it your phone background, or set up calendar reminders for yourself with this quote. It's so powerful and it, suits the occasion perfectly. Step 4, decide whether to engage. Engaging with trolls is normally a thankless activity. They want to cause havoc and they want you to hurt. They don't care about your facts or emotions. They're drunk on their anonymous power and they need another dose of bringing someone down. However, I do that sometimes, and here's my decision-making process and engagement strategies. Number 1 is reasoning. First, I try to gauge whether the person can be reasoned with, and I do that by asking myself and trying to answer the following questions by looking at their profile. Was this comment intended to hurt me, or does this language come from ignorance or a lack of understanding of social norms? Was this a genuine attempt at feedback but just poorly delivered? If so, can I help this person give better feedback? Does this person look like they can be reasoned with? Can I help them understand their pitfalls and how their language comes off as offensive so that they can improve their behavior in the future? I will sometimes quickly look at their profile to judge that for myself. And finally, is this someone that I'm interested in engaging with? Depending on my answers to those questions and on my gut feeling about this person, I'll decide whether to engage. I always listen to my intuition in cases like this. If I engage, I do so calmly and respectfully so that the other person can understand their pitfalls and model my tone. I will thank them for the feedback, if there is any, and point out the language that has offended me and explaining why it has offended me, giving them the benefit of the doubt. Some people, in cases like this, will intuitively mirror your behavior and your tone, so make sure that you are respectful and give them room to improve. For example, once I shared a post with my views on feminism, and I received a comment that told me to keep that to myself. My intuition and a glance at this person's account told me that they could be reasoned with and will hopefully correct their behavior if dealt with respectfully. So I calmly pointed out that this language was disrespectful and was minimizing my beliefs and offending me. The person mirrored my tone immediately and apologized. They acknowledged their mistake, and I hope that they won't repeat this sort of behavior in the future. Of course, not everybody is going to be this receptive all the time, and you might run into some hate. However, I look at it as turning one troll good at a time. Now we're entering the danger zone in engagement decision making, so I want to warn you ahead of time that engaging with a person that doesn't look like they can be reasoned with will most likely lead to more hurtful comments. Do this only if you feel strong enough mentally and if you know that further comments from this person will not affect you. So strategy number 2 in my engagement strategies is making a statement. I will engage with a person who doesn't look like they can be reasoned with if they've made a statement that goes against my beliefs and I feel the need to make a counter statement to set the record straight. This happens very rarely, but it's worth mentioning. As a response, I will essentially issue a statement about my beliefs to make sure that I set the record straight and I don't engage anymore after that. Again, for me, this is not about responding to the troll. It's about setting the record straight so that if anyone ends up reading their comment, they don't see my silence as a confirmation of what that comment says. They see my beliefs and yeah, we're good. We understand where we stand. I know that a lot of the times that response will lead to a thread of comments under that, but I ignore them. I don't even give the troll the satisfaction of me reading that. Engaging in anything else after that response will only lead to irrational behavior and to you trying to defend yourself, which, let's be honest, isn't worth your time. Let's be honest, you're not here for that. You just set the record straight and we're good. And strategy or step number 3 is doing it for the algorithm. Remember that any engagement, yes, even dislikes or hateful comments, is helping your content to be pushed up by the algorithm, so your content will be seen by more people. Haters don't realize this, but they're actually helping you have more impact and spread your voice even further. I sometimes engage with hateful or emotional comments just to boost my content's performance. Haters love getting a reaction, and sometimes they will post threads and threads of comments as a response to your little response. Sometimes I purposefully wind them up. They get so passionate and so emotional, and I use that. I ride that emotion and hate bus, taking advantage of people with too much free time and too little ambition. And as a result, the algorithm spreads my content even further. The key here is not letting it get to you though. If you've decided to engage with a hater to boost your content's performance, make sure that you don't read what they actually respond, because who cares? Let them freak out, prove their point, flex, and show their dominance. Turn off notifications on your phone or leave your phone in another room if you can. Just forget about it for a little bit. Strategy number 4 is blocking. Finally, there's a type of haters out there that are simply awful. They have extreme opinions and methods, and they seem stalkerish. The moment I sense any of those vibes, I block those people immediately. I don't need those kind of people for engagement, and neither do you. So be ruthless and block them straight away. We're out of my strategies, and now finally, step 5 is work on your mental shield. I can tell you from personal experience, it takes time and practice to build a thicker skin on social media. But it is essential to build a mental shield between you and your social media if you want to continue spreading your message. It's vital for your mental and physical well-being. You don't owe anyone anything, and your worth doesn't depend on likes, comments, or other forms of engagement. Your online persona isn't you, and those metrics don't define you. Stay true to your purpose, follow your priorities, and take care of your mental health. Don't let people get to you, especially when you're using your voice for good. Spend more time offline and don't obsess over metrics and post performance. I know it's hard, it releases dopamine in your brain, and in fact it's been designed that way, but be strong and focus on meaningful things in your life. This will help put things into perspective and minimize the impact of this virtual world and negative comments that come with it on your mood and sense of self-worth. What matters is being present, following your priorities, and being fulfilled. In the grand scheme of things, nobody cares about what @KittyLover3000 thinks about your latest post or video. And to get back to the present moment, you can do a quick meditation. Just focus on your breathing for a second. You don't have to do like a full-blown meditation. You can also repeat or write some affirmations or gratitude statements. My incredible friend Jillian, who is a PhD candidate in psychology, often recommends her clients to do something that gives them a sense of mastery, something meaningful, something that brings them joy in the moment. I've created a list of affirmations and gratitude prompts that will help you strengthen your sense of self-worth. You can get it using the link in the description, and I've also left a link to my free guide to mindfulness apps in the description as well, so go and download it. I have also summarized all of the steps that we've discussed today in a handy PDF that you can download and print out if you want. You can put it on your fridge, in your journal, or on your desk, wherever you keep those things. Get it using the link in the description of this video. Make sure that you don't skip steps 1 and 2 every time you're facing a hateful comment. Remember, we're trying to attach a positive behavior, a positive habit to a triggering event so that it loses its effect on us. And having a perspective always helps. I hope that you found this video and my framework helpful. Let me know in the comments if you've ever received negative or hateful comments and how did you deal with them. Like this video if you've enjoyed it, share with a friend who might be dealing with the same issue, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. We can also be friends on other social media. You can find me as Coding Blonde. Have a wonderful time the day you're currently experiencing. Bye.